Hello, hello. Welcome to another live. Here we are every Monday. I offer these free classes. It's your chance to get some free coaching, as not everyone can pay or want to have one-on-one sessions. They just want a few little insights, a few little tips. So here's your opportunity. Every Monday I'm here and you can ask all the questions related with anxiety, emotions, NLP, hypnosis, embodiment, numerology, all those things. So yeah, if there are any questions, just pop them in the chat. So first of all, I'd just like you to take an inhale, take an exhale. Notice the contact of your body against the ground. Perhaps that's your feet, or maybe you're sitting down. Just notice where you are. Notice the contact. Have a moment just to center, just to come back into the body. And yeah, how's your heart today? How are you doing? How's the week started for you? I'd love to hear. I've been busy like with my to-do list and organizing things for the summer, like booking flights, and got some wonderful, exciting things coming up. So yeah, that's been exciting. So in today's session, I wanted to talk about something that, or just like a perspective that we often forget. This is very common that we often forget, and there can be this tendency to always want to look outside, look externally, look forward, like into the future, or like goal setting and wanting to get somewhere or get something. And I wanted to talk about that because what I've noticed in many years of coaching and working with NLP is that in this whole space where goal setting is a very like main focus, that there can be like this tendency to like always focus on like getting somewhere and needing something, and oh, I'll be happy when fill in the blank. I'll be happy when I have this. I'll be happy when I have that. I'll be happy when blah blah blah, fill in the blank. And everyone's different. Like some people are looking for a relationship, some people are looking for money, some people are looking for health, some people are looking for a job, some people are looking for a house. There are many different examples of this. Though in a society where there's a lot of focus on consumerism and getting things and acquiring things, and also a lot of focus on the intellect and learning new things, it can be really like almost like, I mean, like when I'm talking about it, I notice my body just like it feels exhausting, like continuously. Like when I've had clients talking about this and when I've been in this personally myself, it's like that constant seeking and out there and wanting to get somewhere, wanting to do something. And that's absolutely wonderful to want to strive to like become a better, I don't really like the phrase like better version of ourselves, but to want to get to know ourselves and improve certain aspects and perhaps let go of any habits that are not helpful and make changes in our life, because absolutely we can make changes in our life and transform situations and experiences within reason, that if we want to. Though it's like finding that balance, because when there's too much of a focus on the external and always wanting to get somewhere, and the focus is always on somewhere in the future, what are we doing? We're completely missing the present. We're not in the present moment. So when we're missing the present moment, then often we overlook that we actually have many gifts in the present moment. So this is very common. Like I think virtually every single human being at some point has done this, where they're wanting something, seeking something, and thinking that they don't have it because their focus is on somewhere in the future. Their focus is not in the present. And when they bring their focus back to the present, often they will notice that they actually have more of what they want than they think. Maybe just in a different way, or maybe it's in a way that they hadn't noticed, they haven't realized, well, actually it's exactly what they needed, and they just completely overlook the fact that they had it. So I'll give you a little example. So I was thinking about body posture because I'm working a lot with the body at the moment. I was thinking about body posture and I was wanting to have something to prop up my laptop so I'm not hunched over, and something that I can lift my laptop up. And I was thinking, oh, okay, I need to buy something. I need to go and look online and I need to buy something. Like already my mind was thinking that it was something I didn't have and I needed to look externally. I needed to look elsewhere. So there I was thinking, okay, yeah. And then I was thinking, okay, where do I find something like that? Because I try to avoid Amazon. That's a personal choice. I think Amazon has enough money and I try not to give money to Amazon. So I was thinking, okay, where can I get something to prop up my laptop? And I was thinking about it. And then I arrived home because I was out in the town at the time. And then I arrived home and I suddenly thought, it was this intuitive knowing, this thought just popped in. I suddenly thought, oh, what about my easel, my painting easel? Because I have various different painting easels, and one of them is this wooden board that you can just prop up, and then you can just place card or paper or a canvas on that. And I was thinking, oh, what about my painting easel? So I brought that out and put my laptop on it, and it was perfect. Fitted perfectly, worked perfectly. And it was like, wow, I already had what I wanted. And this is the thing. This is a really simple example, but this is the thing. Like often we are searching for what we want, and then we forget that we actually have it right in front of our eyes. So maybe not always the case, though if we don't have what we need, we have the resources to make that a reality. We have the resources within. So there's always something there, and often like something in a way that is even better, or like a way that we've overlooked. So for example, someone wants to have more love in their life and they want to bring in a sense of love and belonging, and maybe they're looking for a relationship, but like the overall thing that they're looking for is that love and belonging and connection. Now it's really interesting to notice, like if we're constantly focusing out there, oh, I don't have a partner yet, or oh, I don't have this yet, or oh, everyone else is married, or whatever. Like if that's the story that the person has, just getting curious and being like, okay, where do I have love, belonging, and connection already in my life? Where do I have that already? And it might not be in the form of a partner, and that might still be a desired outcome, though the more that we're ignoring the love and belonging connection that's already present, the more we're blocking off and shutting ourselves off to meeting a potential partner. And this goes for anything, like with money as well. Like if we want more money, start noticing all the ways that money's already coming in, that money is already present in our lives. So we can do this with any topic. It's just getting curious, like, okay, what do I want? Like, what am I looking for? What's the goal? What's the desired outcome? What am I looking for? What's underneath that? What am I really looking for? Often it's one of the 6 basic human needs. So love and belonging, significance, perceived certainty, variety, like uncertainty, growth, and contribution. So often it's one of those, or like some kind of feeling. So what are we looking for? And where do we have that already? Where do we have that in our life already? Where is love and belonging and connection present already? Where is significance present already? Where is abundance present already? Where is like whatever it is? Notice that. Bring presence to that. Bring gratitude to that. and notice what changes as you do that. So it's a short message for today, though I just thought that was an important thing to mention, because often we're seeking outside, and this is also connected with the topic of the women's circle that I wanted to do this week, that's coming up on Thursday. And I've noticed that in different spaces, I mean, it varies around the world, but like especially here in Barcelona area, there's a huge amount of events. We have an abundance of events, and everything from ecstatic dance to cacao ceremonies to like all these different things, breathwork circles and women's circles and blah, 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 all these different things. So I have this women's circle on Thursday, and I wanted the focus to be on coming back to what gifts we have right here in the present, and also like what we have locally, because I've noticed like over the years, noticing that there's seems to be this seeking out there, like wanting to get this, like wanting this experience or this high or this like special thing from that's imported from another country. Like for example, cacao. I love cacao. Cacao is amazing, and it's very powerful. Though I noticed that it's almost like it's become this trend. It's become this fashion, and this constant seeking of like, oh yeah, cacao ceremony and this, that, and the other. And sometimes it loses a little bit of the sacredness, especially when it's done in excess. And also, especially when we're forgetting that we have very powerful medicine right here on our doorstep. If you're in another country, like wherever you are based, like there is powerful medicine, like local herbs, local plants, like there's powerful medicine where you are. And sometimes the most everyday things can be the most powerful. Like for example, this Thursday in the women's circle, I want the focus to be on connecting with your inner medicine woman and really deepening trust with the intuition, like really getting to know that intuitive knowing and feeling like, yeah, like that's what my intuition is communicating, and like really trusting it, really believing it, really connecting deeply with it, and connecting with that inner medicine woman, and just like really noticing those gifts that we have right here. So there won't be any cacao ceremony, and also I don't feel that that's something that I'm here to share, because I'm not from the countries of where cacao is grown, and it's not part of my lineage and my heritage. So I feel that what is more appropriate is to really focus on like what's here on the doorstep. So we're going to be making some smudging bundles. So we're going to get some local herbs, rosemary, sage, like local herbs, thyme, all of that. And we're going to wrap them up into little bundles. And when that dries and when that's burnt, it can create this very powerful and very wonderful incense that you can then use to clear spaces energetically. So that's what we'll be doing. And we'll be doing many other things. We'll be having guided visualization to connect with the inner medicine woman, and really explore like the gifts of the here, like the land of here. And I invite you to do the same. So if you're not in this area, if you're in this area and you're a woman, then you're more than welcome to join us. It'll be a lovely evening. And if you're not in this area, get curious about what your land is offering you. Get curious about the gifts that surround you wherever you're based. This has become, because everything is so in the world, like we find out information from every country all around the world, and we can import things from other countries, and like you go to a shop and you can buy goji berries from across the world, you can buy cacao from another country, and like all these different things. And I feel there's something really powerful when we come back to what's right here, right in front of us, on our doorstep. Like, what is Mother Nature offering right here to us, wherever you're based? It's like getting curious with that. It's like, okay, yeah, there are some herbs, there are some healing plants. Even just being in nature, like just, and coming back to the present moment, coming back to the breath. The medicine is right here, right now, not in some exotic, faraway thing. That obviously, like, there can be some benefit with some plant medicines that people find benefit in that, but I really feel that it's in the everyday life, and it's in the here and now, and it's what's right on our doorstep that is one of the greatest medicines. And I feel that many people forget this and overlook this because it's just like, oh, it's normal. Oh, rosemary plant on the doorstep. Yeah, rosemary, that's just rosemary. But what about the gifts of rosemary? What about the healing properties of rosemary? Or, oh, yeah, the breath. Yeah, connect with the breath. I know that. But do we really practice it? Like, what happens when we connect with the breath and really come back to the present? Like, just try that now. Just take an inhale and exhale again, and just like really connect with that breath and just notice. So get curious, like what have you been seeking in your life recently? What have you been looking for and wanting, and noticing that you've been maybe complaining about certain things? Oh, I don't have this, I don't have that. Like, what's been that underlying desire? Like, what have you been looking for? And where do you have that already in your life in some form? So get curious about that. It's like, okay, yeah, perhaps there are more gifts. Like, when we come back to the present moment, when we wake up to what surrounds us and what's already present, we actually realize that we're a lot more abundant than we realize. Like, the mind loves to go into these stories of like the lack, and oh, I don't have this, other people have more, or blah blah blah, or the comparison, like whatever. Very easy with social media as well. But then it's like coming back, it's like, oh wow, actually, I have a lot more than I realize. We can tap into that gratitude for life, this present moment. So I'd love to hear in the comment section, like, what gifts are you noticing? Like, what gifts are you appreciating? And this doesn't mean to say that we can't make changes, or we can't manifest or bring things into our life, or like get something, or it doesn't mean that. It's just noticing that balance. Like, how much of my focus is on the past and the future? How much of my awareness is on the present moment? And it's a practice. It's a practice. It's not click your fingers once and you're sorted. I'm practicing also. Like, this is a continual practice. Like, life is, like, people talk about meditation, like, oh, we need to meditate. What if life, like life experience, everyday life, is the meditation? What if life is the meditation? So we're going through our daily activities, we're doing the washing up, we're taking the rubbish out, we're at work, we're having a conversation with someone. And in all of those experiences, all of those opportunities, there's this invitation to come back to the present moment, to keep returning. So when we sit down and meditate, the traditional way of, there are many forms of meditation, but the traditional way of meditating, like, you sit down and you bring your awareness to a point of focus. So it could be a breath, could be a mantra, could be like a body scan, like there's many different versions. The body scan is a little bit more present focused compared to some of the other forms, which sometimes can create dissociation. But with meditation, like, the focus is not about clearing the mind and emptying the mind. It's about noticing when you drift off, and then you just come back to that point of focus. You just keep coming back. It's a returning all the time. And each time you do that, it becomes easier with time. I mean, obviously, it depends on different days and what's happening in our life. Though then we keep coming back, and then through that, we then start to notice that space starts forming within the mind, so that we don't have so much clutter of the thoughts. So that can happen. But in day-to-day life, as we go about the activities, as we go about different things, we can have that same practice of returning. So when we're in a conversation with someone, and we're having a conversation, that we just keep returning to the breath, or we keep returning to noticing the sensation of our body, the contact of our body against the chair or against the ground where we're standing. Or like when we're doing the washing up, it's like come back to the senses. It's like really like coming back to this mindfulness and being present with that. So there are so many different ways that we can look at this and experience this, but this is a wonderful invitation and yeah, a little reminder just to be like, oh, okay, yeah. What if life, like day-to-day life, is the meditation, and it's an invitation to keep returning? And from that perspective, what changes? What changes to our life experience when we consider life from that? What transforms? So yeah, get curious. Try it out. Let me know how it goes. And yeah, then we can often wake up to all these little big things that we realize, wow, actually, yeah, there's a lot of abundance already. There are many gifts already. There's a lot more love and connection already. There's a lot more, like many things that we will notice, many more things. And we start waking up to what I call those little big things in life, like those little things that are really the big things, like hearing the bird song, like noticing the sensation of the wind against your skin, or the sunshine, or even the raindrops, like really coming back to the experience of life, the experience of life. Because when we're up in the head and in the stories and with the to-do lists and the future and the past, we're not living fully. We're dissociated. And it's not about getting it perfect. It's not about like, oh, I'm going to be 100% present all the time. I don't think that's a realistic expectation for most people, especially if there's some trauma or there's some like different underlying issues, or like having some capacity to think about the past and the future can be helpful in some circumstances. Like if we need to book a trip or sort something out for the future and plan it, or if we need to do some healing work for the past, like a little bit of that can be helpful. But it's just noticing, like, where is the majority of my attention? Where is the majority of my focus? Where am I placing my focus? I know, like, certainly for me personally, like the last couple of weeks, my to-do list has been like that. I have so many things, and a lot of my focus has been on the future, like, oh, I need to do this, I need to do that, I need to do that. And then I remember, and then it's this practice, it's coming back. Oh yeah, breath, contact with the body, back to the present moment, noticing. Like one of the easiest ways is just to come back to the senses. Every time I fly, I've talked about this in one of my podcast episodes. I'll mention it again if you haven't heard it. Every time I fly and I take an airplane, like the first thing I do when I step off the airplane and I'm walking to the passport control. In that journey, so as I'm stepping off the plane and going up to the passport control, I'm going through all my senses. And I've done this for years. I don't know when it started, but it's literally like so ingrained now. Like I do it automatically, and it's like one of the best things ever. It really helps ground me after flights, and I've been doing it for, I don't know, like 20 years or so. And I literally just go through all the senses. What do I see? What colors do I notice? What shapes? What like light and shadow? Like everything that I see. What do I hear? I go to the hearing. Like what sounds do I notice around me? I can hear the sound of the suitcases, of the people walking, like the feet. I can hear people talking. Like what do I hear? And then I go to the sensation. So I really feel my feet in my shoes walking, like the toes, the heel, the foot, like really feeling that and connecting with that, connecting with the breath as I do that. Feeling my hand on the suitcase, feeling perhaps my like clothes on my body, feeling the temperature, like really noticing what I'm feeling. And connecting to those senses, like you can add in the taste and the smell if you wish, but really connecting to those like helps to bring everything back to the present moment. It's like, oh, yeah, I've arrived. And that's a really wonderful way to ground. And you can do this anywhere. Like, it doesn't have to be after a flight, it can be anywhere. Just coming back to the senses. Like that's where we get a lot of the magic in life, is when we're connecting to like the experience of life and this human experience. Like we're energetic beings, spiritual beings, but we're in this human experience and we have a body. And if we're up in the head with the stories of the egoic mind, or we're trying to dissociate and connect to some spiritual experience, like trying to transcend in a way that is dissociating from the sacredness of the human experience, then we're missing so much gold. We're missing so much valuable information, and much of where satisfaction comes from. I really believe that this is why so many people are feeling very disconnected, lost, depressed, anxious, all of these different things, because they're not in the present. They're not connected to the body. They're not connected to their, like, rooted in themselves. So this is the thing, like whenever we experience certain emotions, when we experience certain sensations and feelings like anxiety, then it's a messenger. It's simply just like a knock on the door and saying, hey, remember your body, remember your senses, come back, ground, come back to the breath. So yes, it's all these little things can really make a huge difference. We don't need any big fancy techniques. I mean, there are many amazing practices and methodologies and techniques out there that can really help, though often it is really just that simple. Come back to the present moment, come back to the breath, and recognize that so much of what we're looking for, so much of what we want, is right here in our human experience. So I loved it here, like if there are any particular gifts that you're noticing, like as you look around where you are, like whether you're on a bus, whether you're I mean, if you're driving, just like focus on driving, but if you're walking or if you're just sat at home watching this, then like what do you notice? What do you notice around you? I mean, I can see color because I have all my paintings here. This is, as you can see behind me, and I've got some in front of me as well. So I can see lots of color, and for me, that's a gift, seeing color, like being able to notice that. I can feel the cushion behind me that's supporting my back. Like that's a little big thing right there, just giving me that support. Like the meaning we attach to things. I was talking about this in the dance class that I did last week. The meaning we attach to things can be really powerful. So rather than just thinking of it as, oh, it's a chair, it's a cushion. Like if I just think of it like that, it's like pretty neutral. But if I think about it, it's like, wow, like I've got support. And I can lean back into that support and feel that support. And it's almost as if like I'm being supported, I'm being held by something or by life. That changes everything. That is very different compared to, chair, cushion. So when we go into the senses, when we go into the details, that really transforms our experience. So yeah, I love to know what gifts you're noticing around you, and yeah, if there are any questions, now's your chance to ask questions because I'll end the call soon. So just to let you know that Women's Circle's coming up on Thursday. That's at Artemis in Barcelona. And if you're not a woman or you're not in Barcelona, there are many other options. I have one-on-one sessions available worldwide, and I really specialize and focus on helping people with anxiety, but it really varies. And like the stuff that I worked on with clients has been a big range over the years. And sometimes it's to do with helping clients to remember their self-worth, boost their confidence, feel good about themselves, come back to a sense of calm, or to gain clarity, to make some life changes and gain clarity. And that's when I bring in the numerology as well, if that's of interest. So yeah, that's on Thursday, the Women's Circle, and then one-on-one sessions available worldwide. And then there'll be another dance session on the 28th of June. So there's a few things coming up, plenty of things coming up. And yes, so thank you so much for being here. Thank you for watching, tuning in, and I wish you a wonderful exploration, like all the wonderful gifts that you have around you right now. Yeah, get curious. What's right here? What's present in your surroundings? Connect with the senses, and I'm sure there'll be many wonderful things that you'll notice. So I'll be back next week, same time, Monday at 7 p.m. Central European Time. And if you have any specific topic requests, any questions, just let me know, pop it in the chat, and I can cover those as well. Thank you for being here.